Hey there, makers. That's what we're calling our fan base now.
Okay.
I'm Isaac, and it's Halloween.
Woo! That's the sound Halloween makes. And I'm Claire, and I'm an NFC programmer.
And this is
Make that
game.
Spooky game. I added that because it is Halloween.
Where we pitch the latest,
The greatest
new video games,
ideas
that
that
won't ever get made. No, but we swapped it. So
I know, but I don't like doing the never got made part. You always do that part. I like the way you do that part. I wanted you to do that part.
Okay.
So I threw it back to you. That's how it works, where, you know.
All right. So today we're both possessed by ghosts.
As one does on Halloween.
And the ghosts don't understand what this podcast is.
Oh no.
So it's going to be a little goofy. Oh no, you're acting like you're surprised by it. You just experienced the same opening that I did.
Hey, I was just excited that this podcast is coming out on the identical day Halloween.
Yeah, that's true. That is a very exciting.
I'm allowed to be a little goofy, silly, and excited
thing
about it.
Yeah.
We always mess our intro up a little bit. It's what makes us endearing.
That's true. Yeah, no, the people love it. They send us emails all the time about it.
All the time.
They say, wow, that's very endearing, the way that you do the mess.
Yeah, and we just keep doing it because
sloppy intros.
All we care about are the fans. So that's why we keep doing that.
There was a little bit of sarcasm. That's an IRL Isaac quirk. Sarcasm. You've heard me say it.
I don't know that. Well, I know that I've heard you say that. I guess I didn't know it was sarcasm. I didn't know that's.
Just never understood what I meant with. All right, I'm gonna let all the listeners in on my little joke. Years and years ago, on a message board on the internet, that I was a member of. Yeah, I didn't post much, but there was a user that came in. They were clearly like a younger person. They posted a lot of horrible, like Terminator 3 fan fiction.
Okay.
Their name was Y2Daz.
Okay.
They had lots of typos all the time, and one of the brain worms that has stuck with me is somebody said something to them, and they responded, "Next time, think with you, Brian. Not you, Sarah-sism."
I'm smiling and nodding and understanding.
So now, almost every time I ever refer to sarcasm,
you think with you, Brian, and not you, Sarah-sism.
And so if somebody is sarcastic to me, I will often say, "I don't appreciate the Sarah-sism," or "think with you, brain, not you, Sarah-sism."
Okay, well now we know.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Isaac. Do you have a spooky game for us today?
So Isaac doesn't, but me, the ghost possessing Isaac.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Does.
Okay. Good.
So if this gameplay idea sounds very similar to an idea that anybody has pitched on this podcast before, it's the ghost's fault. The ghost is me talking right now, because I've never listened to another episode of this. So I'm hoping it. I have a feeling that this is a very similar concept, but...
wait, sorry. Are you saying the ghost has never listened to an episode of this, or you have never listened to an episode of this?
I am the ghost, and I have never listened to the episode.
Okay.
I'm a ghost possessing Isaac's body and using his voice.
Okay.
That's the ethereal theme here. All right. Anyways, so my game idea's name is S.S.S, which stands for Spooky Scary Skeletons.
Okay.
And you control as the player. So okay, first let me start off. 2D platformer a la Mario, any Kirby game that is not
Forgotten
Land, Klonoa, the classic scheme of, you have platforms and you jump on them.
Yeah.
Only you are controlling an army of skeletons at once. Okay. Well, not at once. The mechanic that I'm least confident about is switching between potentially an army one by one, and then I assume that there's going to be some kind of command system so that you can have other skeletons do simple things.
Sounds kind of like FIFA.
In that you have some control over what your team does. Yeah, something like that, or almost maybe like I know you haven't played it, but maybe some listeners out there, Pikmin. You can kind of like whistle, and depending on what your whistle and like where the location you're targeting is, like your army of Pikmin will do something.
Pikmin's going to be on GDQ this year.
Ooh,
they
that
did
sounds
release
exciting.
The schedule.
I like that. And the dog's going to speed run a game.
In theory, yes. I'm not sure that's real. I have to confirm that that's real.
All right. Well, let's hope it's real. You start off as one skeleton. And then you can find other skeletons, and then you pick them up, and they become your buddy, and then they become live skeletons.
So Kirby Star Allies.
Yes.
But skeletons.
And now here's the other quirk in this. Every skeleton consists of a skull, a rib cage, 2 arms, and 2 legs. And every skeleton can grab those pieces from other skeletons. So, like, if you need a weapon, that you can take the skeleton that you're controlling and, like, grab an arm off of another skeleton or yourself and use it to swing around. When you get hit, your bones scatter around, and then you have to recollect them. Either other skeletons will help you out and, like, pick up your bones, gather them together, piece you back together, or if you run out of time, that's the game over scenario, kind of like Sonic the Hedgehog with rings, where as long as you have rings, if you take damage, they scatter. As long as you pick one up, you're fine for the future. But with the addition of skeleton friends, the more I'm describing this, the less the feature of being able to individually control any skeleton, like switching between any individual skeleton, seems to make sense or add anything to the game.
Yeah, I feel like it's just more of a Kirby Star Allies mechanic where, like...
Yeah.
There's one main skeleton you play, and your friends help you in certain ways, like lending a hand.
And then even in that, like when you get to a context,
that was a joke. Lending a hand because
you can
grab
pick up
a hand.
Wow.
I had to make sure you didn't pass that by.
I did. As a ghost, I don't understand humor. As a ghost possessing a human body, I don't understand humor.
Guess we're gonna stick with this bit. Guess this is where we're in it the whole time.
I'm going to keep the feature that you can switch between.
Just for fun.
It's going to be a half-baked, like, did they have bigger plans for this? People will be posting on Reddit their theories.
Yeah.
I think this implies that this, if we gave them 6 more months to release this game, it would have been so much bigger. They would have done so much with this feature. There's secret files in the game that, that kind of stuff. Anyways, that's S.S.S.
Okay, I like it. It kind of reminds me a little about Unpossessed Isaac's game where you like die dramatically and that's how you move forward.
That's what I was thinking of.
It's not quite that. It's just the fact that like body parts can be removed.
Yeah.
It's like a little similar, but I don't think it's even similar enough to say that it's a repeat.
Okay,
but that's what it reminds me of.
And wasn't there also a game one of us pitched about being like a slime or something and you could split your body into different parts to achieve puzzles? Or is that one that I've got in the hopper that I'm going to talk about after Halloween?
That one does not sound familiar to me.
Okay, well, all right. If you're listening to this...
But it might be. Yeah, if you're a true fan, please let us know if we've done this before at makethatgamepodcast@gmail.com before we pitch a double episode.
Yeah, and
stop us before it's too late. It's up to you.
If I don't get an email about this, that's going to be the next pitch. I mean, I kind of already pitched it. I mean, what else is there to say? All right, what's your game idea? You don't even have to pitch because I just gave 2.
All right, my game idea is about a haunted museum, and it is what did they call it? It's a single static screen horror.
A static screen horror?
Is that what it's called?
You're going to have to describe.
Okay. I don't know any games that are like this. I've only seen 2 TikTok videos about it, but they seem really cool. I've shown you one of them a long time ago. Basically like where you can't move the camera.
Okay.
So like as you're walking through like a room.
Oh, okay. So, when you first said static screen, I thought it was like one environment, one screen. But what you're talking about is like as you walk down a hallway, like it switches from the back view, then you get to the corner, and then it switches to like the corner view. And now, there was a zombie at the end of the hallway just around the corner. You got shocked. You got scared.
I'm just looking. I'm looking because there's an official name for it, and I literally saw it like just this morning.
So if it helps, all right, I'm gonna help look this up. Resident Evil and Dino Crisis are examples of games that use this style.
I searched static screen horror video game, and then all it did was give me a game called Kitty Horror Show.
Fixed camera angles.
I don't know. Anyway, fixed camera maybe.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah. A lot of people are calling it fixed camera.
Okay, so fixed camera horror. So the idea is that it's kind of based on art heists, but also spookiness. So you're like a detective, and it's nighttime, and you have to solve. So it's also kind of, and I've pitched games like this before, but kind of like the old school Nancy Drew click and.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
Adventure game.
Yeah, click adventure game.
Point and click adventure game.
Mm-hmm. And so you're moving through the museum. Each level is a different floor of the museum. So it's going to be like a massive museum. And you're trying to catch the culprit. So like it's an active robbery. Like they're in there. It's nighttime. But like the more you investigate, the creepier it becomes. And the more evidence you get that this is something supernatural in the museum.
Okay.
And maybe there's like a haunted painting that's controlling it all and different haunted objects that you have to like demystify or like, I don't know, neutralize.
Okay.
And then here's the not kicker, but I kind of got this idea because I played a really spooky game in VR once.
Ooh.
And so I think this could be a VR game as well. Doesn't have to always be, but it's horror games in VR are probably the coolest because it is like this. Like if you really want to scare yourself, it's scary.
I'm not sure if VR necessarily meshes well with fixed camera.
Yeah. I guess the fixed camera was an idea I came up with after I thought about VR because I was like, well, if it's not VR, then this is a way to keep it very scary.
Oh, okay. Oh.
So I guess like fixed camera. Actually, I think I'll keep it fixed camera and not do VR. Although it'd be interesting to have. I wonder how you could do that.
So I think that if you contextualize it in the game universe as you are not actually playing the character that like the video game is controlling. If the lore is you are playing somebody like in a security room guiding them, and so all the fixed camera angles are the actual cameras.
Yeah, I get that, but I also don't think that would be as fun.
Yeah. Fair.
I don't know. Yeah, I think I'll stick with the original fixed camera idea because I think there's like
there's juice there.
Yeah, and I think that's fun and an interesting way to build a scene. And I also like it because it doesn't really induce motion sickness. Because
that's a good point.
The camera movement is really the number one reason I get motion sickness in video games, and I'm pretty sure most people that's the trigger. So not having a camera is like nice. Like I wish that what is it? Gone Home.
Instead of being first person,
I couldn't play it. I couldn't play that. That one made me really want to.
We gotta get you Resident Evil, the original.
Yeah.
And
that'd be fun.
How much do you like zombie games?
I don't know. I've never played a zombie game.
Well then let's get you the original Resident Evil, and you know what? You're gonna speedrun it first. Blind speedrun.
Okay, sure. Watch it on Twitch. I did play, I think it was a zombie game. Man, I can't even remember. I don't know what the game was, but it was in VR at my cousin's house. And he's super, super tall. And so the VR didn't really calibrate well to me. Like we didn't recalibrate it. And so I was like halfway in the floor. And it was not great. It was not great. I guess I should have been floating. I don't know. There was definitely some weird stuff going on.
Yeah.
And I couldn't really play. But it was a zombie game because I was shooting zombies in the Wild West.
Makes sense to me.
I have no idea what game it was. Anyway, so yeah, that's my game, Haunted Museum Heist. We just call it Haunted Museum Heist. I'd pick that up.
Yeah, boom.
And then I think there's lots of opportunity for sequels because you can have different museums and different spooky things.
Haunted Museum Heist, the Louvre.
Yep, that exactly. And the ghost of... I almost said Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah.
And Leonardo DiCaprio. Both are there.
Yeah. Why not? Of course, obviously. And you know what? Leonardo the Ninja Turtle as well.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's...
All the Leonardos.
Haunted Museum Heist, *, the Louvre, *, Leonardo's.
There we go, folks. That is a game idea and a half.
I don't know. I tried to make a spooky game.
I think you succeeded.
Okay.
Well, correction. You failed at making it.
Oh, right. Well,
but you did succeed at making the idea of it, which is what
we're supposed to do
here.
So I did what I was supposed to do.
Yeah. Just reminding the ghost that's possessing you that we don't make games, we make ideas.
Yeah, the ghost got a little confused.
Got confused, yeah.
Which is, understandable.
Yeah. Hey, ghost possessing Claire.
Yeah.
Do you have a question?
Yeah, well, I don't know if we should even call them questions because they're more discussion topics.
Do you have anything to set off an on-topic discussion?
We need to come up with a cute name for this segment, like
Fireside
dialogue
chat.
or something. I don't know, like dialogue screen, like welcome. I don't know.
Yes.
We'll
workshop it, but I like the vibes of dialogue screen.
You see what I'm going for.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to talk about the influx and the good and the bad of games that help you with habits and or goals. So
okay.
I feel like these have come about. I mean, I think they've been around for a while. I remember trying one called Habitica. That was like the first one I tried.
Okay, so like gamification apps.
Yeah, basically gamification of goals, which I think they're still games, right? Like all games are games. No, yes, I don't know. I feel like a little bit.
All right. That might be a discussion for another game.
Yeah, that's
day,
a lot of.
But that's deeply philosophical.
I mean, we did have it one already. That was what is a game, but I feel like we could do that one once a year. Our yearly.
Yeah,
what
it could
is a
change.
game.
Our opinions could change.
Anyway, so basically, what it is something where you enter tasks or goals that you want, and then through whatever gamification, you're getting like points or rewards or level ups or whatever the thing is that it's housed in, and that's supposed to help like motivate you to do stuff or keep you on track on certain things. So that's what it is, and I just kind of want to talk about like the mechanics and the design of this, and like, are they effective or what makes them effective? Isaac, have you ever tried one of these?
So I think I've had 2 different forays, but here's a funny little anecdote that I'm gonna share.
Okay.
One time in a job interview, I was asked during a job interview for a health company.
Okay.
They did something related to health. It was not related to video games at all. But one of the people asked me like, how would you gamify tasks in the workplace?
Okay.
And I was like, what? Excuse me? Anyways, I did not get a second interview with that one.
You should have texted me immediately because all education is gamifying tasks. Like that was like my job.
This was in 2013.
Oh, okay. We didn't know each other.
Yeah.
Sad. I can
Were you still in
gamify
high
a
school at
task.
that point?
No, I'm not that young. Oh, wow. No, I was in college.
No. It might have been 2012, but
still in college.
Yeah. So, okay, gamification apps. So I used Habitica as well. I tried one called like Finchy. I think there was another one I might have done.
You tried the Finch one?
Yeah.
I didn't. Oh yeah, because I invited you to Finch.
Yeah. The way they work, in my opinion, is not well. They don't motivate me to do anything. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to articulate here. The fact that you don't like the fact that it's honor system.
Yeah, that you can just lie and say I washed the dishes today, but you didn't.
Yeah. Like I don't know. The intrinsic motivation is supposed to be I want to get cool things in this virtual world. I forget if Habitica has that, but like Finchy has that, where I want to get cool things in the Finchy world, so I'm going to do tasks. That gives me points, and I spend it on a Finchy t-shirt.
I think it's just Finch, but I think Finch is very cute.
Okay, Finchy,
but
Finch,
I do want to get it right for the knowledge of the app.
Okay, yeah.
But it's very,
and so if you really want those things, the optimal thing to do is not to actually do anything. It's just to say, yep, I did it. Yep, I did it. Yep, I did it. And then you get all the points and then you get all the t-shirts.
But like, that's
really
a
speed run.
Right. But then that's not fun. Like that. I don't know. I feel like that's not
No, but like
fun.
Tasks aren't fun. That's why I would say that these are gamified apps and not games.
I don't know. I feel like Habitica didn't work for me. Habitica did have rewards. I think you get like outfits and like power-ups and stuff. But power-ups to do what? I don't know.
To get your tasks done faster.
But yeah, that's not, yeah. So I tried that one. I did try Finch. I'm still using Finch, and I really like Finch. And the way it's kept me going, I guess, I mean, I think you and I, we already know this about ourselves. Like, we have way different, like, task management brains. Like, our brains just work differently on that for many reasons. But for me, having a little bird that, like, relies on me is actually pretty motivating. And I think the difference between Finch and other apps that I've tried that have, like, tracking or, like, checklists, because basically all the Finch does is it has, like, you pick a list of daily, weekly, monthly tasks, and it'll propagate that list every day, and you check it off as you go, and you get points as you go. Once you reach enough points, then you get to send your bird, which is a finch that you get to design, on a vacation. And it explores and learns new things. And when it comes back, it gets to tell you the new things it learned. And it gets to grow as a person. So, like, depending on what adventure it went on, you get to learn. It like, gets, like, more curious or more thoughtful. And it discovers its favorite things. Like my little finch today just learned it loves bubbles.
Wow.
And you can name them and buy clothes for them and buy outfits. But I mean, the main motivator is, like, just, like, caring for this little bird. And I think that really did it. And what I think was really smart about it is they started, I don't know if this was just, like, once I reached a certain level or if it was an update, but I think it's super effective because I can see one thing I was concerned about for this app was, so when you start, the bird is a baby, and then it like grows up. And I was worried that once it was grown, it was just going to be too repetitive because there was no more stages of, like, growth. But what they did is they introduced what I'm calling pets to harken back to Neopets. But they're basically like little pets that your finch can have, and you can earn them by doing more tasks every day. So, like,
do they also grow? The pet pets?
They grow, but they only grow one time.
Oh,
so they go from baby to adult. So if you hang out with them for, like, 15 days straight, then they grow up.
Gotcha.
But so basically every month is a new challenge to do enough days in the month, like to complete your tasks enough days in the month that you can earn the little pet. And they're like, once it's gone, it's kind of gone.
Oh, never again. Do you get the chance for the hermit crab?
It's not never again, because you can also attach pet eggs to different tasks. So, like, as you do them, you can hatch eggs as well.
Oh.
And sometimes those will be ones from different seasons. But still, it is like, right now I'm trying to earn a pig with a pumpkin hat. And, like, I really want that. So I'm super motivated. And I will say that it does, I don't know, for me, it works where it's like on days when I'm feeling maybe a little more lazy, I'm like, I don't have to make the bed today. But then I'm like, but if I do make the bed, then I get points. And then that's one step closer to the pig with the pumpkin on its head. So for me, that works. And obviously, as you can probably hear, the cuteness factor of it is huge for me. But I just thought that it did it in a really smart way. And I also think what Finch does well that other games don't, especially Habitica felt a little overwhelming to do. Like, it wasn't, like, fun to interact with. I didn't think the interface was good. It felt kind of like,
I'm trying to remember what it looked like, but I can't.
When I did it, and this was like many years ago, so it probably looks different. It kind of just felt like a little, like a pretty Excel sheet. Like, it didn't really feel, and so it felt more of a chore than a game.
Oh,
so yes. I think, like, the win on these is they do have to feel gamey.
Yes, that was a big problem. Yeah. I did try one that was actually, like, straight up an RPG, actually, with, like, stats.
Oh, wow, okay.
And, like, here's a wizard wand, and it gives you +3 magic, and I forget if there was, like, actually fighting or something involved. That one I did not stick with either, because after the initial novelty of these things wears off, my brain just is like, yes, this is exactly the same as just writing tasks on a little notebook. And I ignore those too. So,
and I will say personally, this is more just about tasks, but, like, I use the Finch app for more of, like, the daily things, like dishes, make bed, etc., etc. But I still have, like, physical lists for all the, like, random stuff I do in a day.
Okay.
I don't usually use, I mean, you can add your own tasks, but I don't know. I see this one as more as, like, a daily make sure everything's all set kind of app.
Yeah.
Versus, like, today I have to go to the post office. I'm going to put that in my Finch app. I don't usually use it that way. I think you can. I just don't. But yeah, I I think they're helpful, but it's really rare to find one that is helpful. I didn't mean this for it to be like an ad for Finch, but
yeah, I mean, yeah, if we want to boil it down to a like I guess a lesson, everybody has their own styles. Some people might find them useful, and some people might find specific ones with specific like window dressing, I guess, more useful than the other. Like it has to be an attractive window dressing to draw you in. There might be an app, a gamified app out there that does have the correct window dressing for me.
Right.
I just haven't found it yet.
But I don't know that you need it either, because you can function pretty well with just a list.
That's true. Okay, well, here's what I actually specifically need. I'm gonna pitch a gamified app.
Yeah.
Someone out there, please make this. You have all your tasks are models in your collection.
Okay.
And in order to so like wargaming models.
I know, I got that.
I realize that the listeners might not have the context.
Right.
It's a wargaming. So you have every time you paint a wargaming model, you take a picture of it and then upload it to the app. And then only with the verification of the picture do you get any points. And you like input your overall collection, and then you everything is basically based on the ratio of how much you've actually painted to how much you've bought.
Okay.
And it gives you a little sad face when you buy more models and you have too many unpainted models.
Well, okay, but that would be self-reporting though, as what you buy, right?
Yes. So there is a lot of self-reporting. You can cheat it. You can be like, well, I just won't tell this app that I bought this new box.
Although I think it would be funny if you took a picture of a model that you never said you bought, and it like it's like error.
Yeah.
And like
it's like, excuse me, I don't remember. No, I mean it wouldn't. So the flaw, I guess, is that it would not actually know if the model, like the picture that you took, is an act. Just the action of having to take a picture is enough to me, right. I think, of verification where like, okay, I can't falsify this. I mean, you still could. You could either find a model online and just use that picture repeatedly, or...
This could probably be a whole episode, but that part reminded me of the Pizza Hut had an app where you could take a picture of any pizza and get points towards a free pizza. Oh, no, it wasn't pizza. It was Domino's. But you could just literally take a picture of a pizza. Like you take a picture of a pizza. So you could just like rack up these points.
Yeah.
Like constantly.
Yeah, there we go. Anyways, that's the app that I and every wargamer that I know needs. Specifically the part where it makes you feel bad.
No, that's like a cool idea for a very niche hobby, but like very cool. And I mean, if you wanted to get into AI, you could probably extend that to chore apps too. Not that everyone would want this, but like I'm sure AI could recognize if a sink was full of dishes or not.
That's
if a
true.
bed is made or not. So like these kind of simple ones.
That is true.
Yeah, you could take pictures and they'd be like, yep, like your bed is made, you did it.
And then you try to cheat it one day, you upload a picture of like a made bed from online, and it's like
that's not your bedroom. Are you traveling? I don't think so.
Did you get new sheets? Hold on.
Yeah, and so then it can be mad at you. I don't know. But for me, I don't lie. I feel bad if I even think I lied a little bit.
Wow, you've got a good person.
So one of my goals is to stop using my phone 30 minutes before bed, but like Finch is on my phone. So if I check that off, then I have to, it's basically promising myself that I'm not using my phone for the next 30 minutes. Like it's like a forward facing goal. And then if I do use it, I feel really guilty because I already got the point.
You lied to Finch.
No, I don't lie.
You told Finch I'm not going to use phone anymore. And then you open phone without opening up Finch, so he didn't know.
Yeah, and so then I feel bad. So it does work very well for me.
Nice.
Anyway, if you have a gamified goals / mindset app that you love, write about it. Make that game podcast@gmail.com. We want to hear from you.
You know what we also want to hear?
What?
Rapid fire round.
Yeah, it is time for the rapid fire round. That is when we generate 3 random words. We come up with a game idea based on those 3 words, and we come up with a name for that game. And Isaac and I are currently scanning the NFC tags that I programmed. So we're ready to go super fast.
I'm ready.
All right. I have the words because I already told.
Bam, I started.
Satisfaction, bargain, popular.
Oh. Okay. So the obvious thing to do is to make like one of those merchant games that like always comes up. but I actually want to make a customer game. You are the customer going to store,
and you have to bargain for things.
But you can't bargain too. Okay, I guess the satisfaction makes it lean way more towards a merchant-facing thing because you have to satisfy customers. Like,
yeah.
But
well, okay. How about this? If you bargain too hard, like if you do,
the merchant is not satisfied,
right? And you don't get your stuff. You know,
they'll just
insulted.
deny you. They're like, they call you Karen. They go, okay, Karen, and they take their stuff back.
Yes, so it's about not being a Karen. So it's
that's true.
Okay, so what if it's kind of like a list game, like a goose game?
Okay, wait, no. What if this is a gamified app for people teaching their Karen? You download it to your Karen mom's phone.
Oh my gosh.
And are like, hey, you should play this game. You should check this game out. A secret undertone of, don't embarrass me in public anymore.
It's supposed to train you not to be a Karen. Is it just like situational?
Yeah. It's
like things that's like, it's like you want a refund, but they're asking for a receipt you don't have. How do you respond? It's like they say, "Oh, sorry." Scream and yell. Stare blankly and say you're going to call the police.
Ooh, that's the one I pick every time. Wait, no, what was your list game, like goose game idea?
I was gonna say that like you have a list of like you have to get like a stove for under $300, and so you have to like go in. So it's like you know what price you have to hit, but you can't start too low or else they're gonna deny you. But if you buy it over the price of your list, then like you're docked points, and then maybe you lose budget for other items on your list. It's basically just like shopping the game. But
okay, and there could be like a fun aspect to this where part of the bargaining could be like package deals, like requesting package deals, like if I buy this oven, like I want it for $300, but I'll also buy the microwave, which together this is normally $450, but because I'm packaging them together,
do it for like,
can I do it for $375?
Whatever.
And then you know, if you give too ridiculous of an offer, your Karen score goes up. Well, let's come up with a name then.
Yeah,
because I think we've got a solid foundation for a game.
So it's the list game we're going with, right?
Yes, yeah. I think that's more interesting.
I don't know if we should like link it to Karen's then, because I think it's more about. I mean, it is about not insulting like who you're purchasing from, but I don't think. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
The big thrift.
I was gonna say shop till you drop.
Did we not already? Isn't that a podcast title?
I mean, shop till you drop is just a thing people say. It's not.
Oh,
it's all over there. We could do. That's what I'll pay. It costs how much? Question mark! Exclamation point! Question mark! Exclamation point!
Okay, all right. Normally those kinds of titles get me, but since I'm possessed by a ghost right now, I'm not myself.
You just want to go with, what was it? Thrift up.
So, I wanted to have the word thrift, but I didn't think I proposed a good enough title.
New thrift on the block, shifty thrifty.
Shifty thrifty. You're not being shifty, but
no,
I'll take it.
Okay.
15 seconds left on the clock.
Right. I gave you a lot of options.
My
job is to give you options. Your job is to select from the options.
Yeah, and theoretically I feel like as long as any options are thrown out, that probably counts as like completing the goal. We're just perfectionists about it.
Yeah.
I'm ready for number 2.
All right.
All right, so I have to completely... It started.
Oh, okay. Miracle, contact, thrust. So I think it's got to be about space travel.
Yeah. Yes.
Contact with aliens.
Yes, contact. It's a miracle to even contact them.
Yeah.
The jet thrust. Yes. I mean, there was this game on a computer that my dad had growing up. It was a space landing game. It was the most frustrating game experience that I've ever had, not helped by the fact that I was 5 or 6 or something, not mentally developed to comprehend what was going on. And basically, you had to get like perfect angles and acceleration and stuff, or else like if you touch the ground, you would crash and be destroyed. And you had to like descend into various valleys around the screen and then ascend out and then go to the next valley like a little over and stuff. I want the game to be that.
Mm-hmm.
And like it was very simple. It was you press the down key and it would thrust you down. You press the up key, it would thrust you up. You press left or right, it would thrust you in that direction. And then it was just you doing controlled bursts of thrusts to go in the directions and at the speeds that you need. At that point, I guess you're landing on various. So where I'm going with all this is the miracle part of it is the miracle of ever actually landing, because when I played this game, I never successfully landed.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Ever.
It's hard for me to picture the game, and I did kind of lose it for a second.
I'll show you. Somebody out there knows what I'm talking about. I think it was called Moonlander.
Okay, but we don't want to just copy that, right? I feel like the miracle should be discovering life. Like your goal, you're basically Star Trek. You're trying to find like a life on another planet.
So, okay, gameplay loop. All right, you are on a certain screen. You're scanning planets. Mm-hmm. You have like some planet scanner that gives you a likelihood of life, difficulty of landing, like various variables.
Yeah, because I want to keep that part of it.
Okay. And so you then select a planet based on the various parameters it tells you. Mm-hmm. And then you go on the mission of actually landing on it. Yeah. And then how about you get, in addition to that, you've got a third like game mode that is basically, in my head, because this game was from the same era as it, I'm imagining like the hunting part of Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
But you're not shooting anything. You're scanning things to like find life.
I like it.
And you use that to explore. Then you have to get back to your ship, and then you have to ascend again, like get out back into space.
So like the frustrating
and report your
part,
findings.
but in like a good way, because I think all games should be a little bit frustrating.
Yeah.
Is that you can take all this time to delicately land, and then there's no life there, and you were wrong.
Yes. Yeah. So like it could be you could find a planet that's 99% chance of life but has 99% difficulty, and then you just keep crashing and crashing and crashing against it, and then 1% chance, oops, it wasn't actually there.
Cool. I like it. What are we naming it? Life is out there. We are not alone. Scan me. Organism is here.
Astronauteer. I feel like that's already a name.
Like, what is that even? Like,
I don't know. It means that you are like a person who performs astronauting.
Okay. I mean, that's an astronaut.
Astronauteer is already a game that exists. Also, Astroneer exists.
Oh,
no.
Man. What about like New Frontiers, Space, Find the Aliens? Where is it?
Where?
The next planet. Planet X.
I mean, I feel like we could just do something like Final Frontier. I feel like that is the name of a game that exists, but we'll do the legal battle later.
Final Frontier: Not Alone.
Okay.
Because you're trying to
with
find
12 seconds left. Final Frontier: Not Alone.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm gonna look up to see if we're getting in legal trouble. This.
Well, we're not, because these games will never be made. So
no, but. Final Frontier is a golf. It's the tagline of Star Trek.
Well, yeah, but
1980 miniatures game. It all comes around. Man, yeah. Okay. All right. Sorry. Okay. One more.
All right. Ready?
Yeah, I just started it.
Lose, escape, inspector. This just sounds like my museum game.
I was actually thinking the opposite.
Okay.
All right. You're trying to lose, aka escape, an inspector by running through city streets. That's
health
right.
Inspector?
This is a subway run game. Is it Subway Runners?
Yeah. Subway Surfers.
Subway Surfers. This is a Subway Surfers game.
Okay.
You just move your guy around and jump.
So it's like an auto scroller.
Yeah. You just got to dodge the obstacles and escape the inspector through.
What inspector? What is he inspecting?
Crimes.
Okay, there's like a detective inspector.
Yeah.
Okay. I was
like Inspector Gadget.
Right. I was like, it could be like a health inspector. You run a restaurant and they're coming today, and your restaurant's full of rats, so you have to leave.
No, but he wouldn't chase you down. He would just like put an F on your restaurant. And
that's the funny part is you do the whole run and then
you were never chased.
You were.
Okay.
They can't get me, but they don't have to.
All right.
Thing. No, we don't have to do that.
No. That's actually perfect. It always shows the front view from directly behind the character until the end of like the course, and then it spins around and no one was ever following you. But I don't know. I don't know how to make it more than one level.
That's true. Yeah, if I do it that way.
Like if you're running from an inspector, international thief.
Here's how I could do. It could be you're not running, you're driving. It's a food truck, and so you're driving the food truck. You have
to. If the health inspector never. Okay, here's a twist on it. Actually, so it is a driving game, but it's more. It's not like an auto-scrolling driving game. Okay. It has more freedom of movement, but the thing is, you have to also make money. Okay. So you have to escape the health inspector and then set up shop.
Sell, yes.
And then like sell for as long as you can, and then escape the inspector when he finds you again.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Yes.
And then it's just trying to rack up as much money as you can before the inspectors eventually get you.
This is actually really good. This is really good. We nailed it. Good.
We haven't nailed it until we give it a name.
No, that's true. All right. We need a really good name for this one.
We need a name. We need a name for the food truck game.
I'm meditating on it.
You're meditating? Oh my God. All right.
No, I am. I was thinking about the Great Food Truck Race, which was a show. Anyway.
Okay. Never heard of that.
I think it was. I'll look it up after.
Is it the same concept, except instead of running from inspectors, they're...
No. It was like a reality show about food trucks. I'll have to look it up after.
They should have actually had to race like the Amazing Race.
We need to come up with a name.
Oh shoot! Okay, I got distracted. I was so intrigued by the idea.
I'll tell you all about it afterwards.
Okay. All right.
Fast food? No, that's
too fast. Too food.
Too fast. Too food.
Yeah.
Too fast, too food? All right.
I mean, that would imply it's more about racing, but what is a race if not trying to escape someone?
Well, it's both, because too fast is the race, too food is the selling.
That's perfect. True. All right, too fast, too food with 1 minute and 17 seconds left.
Nice. All right, now I'm going to look up the food truck race for you, because you're so curious.
No, wait, we could do that off air. We don't.
Oh, okay. I thought the listeners might also want to know. Anyway.
Wait, listeners, email us right now. Quick.
Right this minute. Before we release the episode. Just sense that you need to tell us if you want to hear this. All right. Well,
checking the email and no one. All right, weird. Huh. Okay.
Well, if you do want to email us, again, that's makethatgamepodcast@gmail.com. We'd also love for you to leave us a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Really helps us get noticed and get listened to. And you can also find us on social media, Make That Game Pod, on TikTok, on Instagram, and on Facebook. And you can find us on Twitch, twitch.tv/makethatgame. In theory, we are going to stream, but we haven't done it in a while. But we will stream Angry Birds eventually.
Oh my God, I forgot that was on the
we
task
promised
list.
We would do it in September, and then we never did.
We promised it?
Yeah. Well, not promise. I said that we were gonna, which I guess is a promise.
I mean, hey. No, I can't.
Yeah, we can do it. Just keep an eye. If you follow us on Twitch, you'll get a notification if we go live, and then you can enjoy it. So
yeah.
And if you heard a game today that you think is a awesome idea and you need to play it right now, we're not going to make it. So we encourage you to get out there and make that game.